Bulls on Tap. Your one stop for all your Chicago Bulls needs. Hosted by Alejandro Delgado and Trey Ruff.
Welcome to the Bulls on Tap podcast. I'm your host, Alejandro. Unfortunately, Trey could not make it, but filling in, we have the one and only Derek. Welcome back, Derek. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. Thanks for having me back.
Thank you for being on, especially after our technical difficulties.
I'm no stranger to the Bulls on Tap StreamYard technical difficulties. It
Oh
shows where my picture was just frozen the whole time.
no. Hopefully that's not the case today. Hopefully that's not. All right. We're gonna before we get into some, exciting Bulls basketball, I want to start off with some icebreakers. Can you we briefly went into this, but can you talk to me about your favorite Bulls memories? It's like if you could go in a little bit more detail for someone like me who didn't live through the 90s at all. I did not exist around that time. I just want to hear the experience of, a winning organization.
So yeah, like I said, definitely one of my favorite memories is the flu game or hangover game, food poisoning game, whatever. When you want to believe, the dude had 105 fever and came out there, scored 38, had the team on his back. To win a pivotal game 5. I remember, when the broadcast started, they're like, "Yeah, Michael Jordan is suffering from flu-like symptoms. Don't know if he's going to play." And I'm like, "Oh shit, we're going to lose this game." And then he plays, carries the team, sweat is just profusely rolling off of him, and the iconic image of him kind of collapsing into Scottie Pippen's arms as Pippen helped him off the court. And no, I was like, I can't believe we won this game. Like this dude has the flu. He's inhuman. So, that's definitely one of my favorite memories. Also, like just watching that last game of MJ as a Bull, and it's down to the wire. Jordan steals the ball from Karl Malone, comes down, crosses Russell. No push off, Utah fans. Knocks down that jumper, and that sealed the sixth championship. And unfortunately, we have not seen another championship since then.
Oh, no. We were close. We were close. 1 year. 1 year.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that either. That's one of the worst memories as a Bulls fan.
No, that is on the flip side. That is one of the just 4-0 gentleman sweep was not fun. That was not fun to watch at all.
Yeah.
Can you name me your Mount Rushmore for Bulls players?
Jordan, Pippen, D Rose. I'm going to just going to go with Rodman.
Rodman? Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. Rodman. That see, mine is always different because I want to go based on players I've watched. So the
Right.
quality of player always goes down. Like obviously I have to have Rose, Noah. Since it's my personal one, I always include Kyle Korver. I gotta include hot sauce.
It wouldn't be give me the hot sauce without Kyle Korver. So.
Exactly. And then that final spot always fluctuates. I think on the last show I had Io on there because we did one where we picked players but we can't do any repeats. So I think I'll have Io on there right now just to give it some versatility.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I had to go Rodman because I didn't see guys like Artis Gilmore or Norm Van Leer guys who were great in their time, but I grew up watching the Bulls in the '90s, so can't I can't include guys I didn't see.
How was it watching Rodman go from beating up the Bulls to now being like a pivotal part of the organization?
I mean, he immediately became a fan favorite with the Bulls because we're like, yeah, I could see why people in Detroit loved him when he was on the Pistons, and we hated him because he's one of those guys that like Joakim Noah as
Mhm.
well is like one of those guys where you love him when he's on your team, but if you're on the other end, you're like, I hate that guy. So it was good to see him now playing on for the good guys and playing for us and doing those tactics that help us win instead of opposing us.
True. I can see. Yeah, I can definitely see that. It's definitely fun watching being on the other side because then you're winning from it. It's not even the tactics of just being annoying. You're actually winning,
Yeah.
and then
It's,
mhm.
yeah, it's like, you know, if you have like a sibling and they're annoying you constantly, but then, if somebody messes with you, they jump in and they're picking on them. You're like, see, now I like it. No, it's kind of in that sense where, it's annoying when you're receiving it, but when it's on your side, you're all for it.
Oh yeah, and Derek, I know you're a wrestling fan. I Could we do some Bulls players comps, present and past, for different WWE wrestlers?
Uh, let's see.
We just start off with the easy one, Rodman.
See, that's not easy. Is the well, you could say Rodman because Rodman was in the NWO, so we Rodzilla was what he went by. So yeah, that is the easy one.
We could work our way from the '90s to the current. Let's see, Pippen, Michael.
Mm, I don't want to give like Hulk Hogan any shine,
We don't-
but and that would have to be Jordan because he barely lost, and he had it was a pandemonium during Hulkamania. It's kind of like when the Bulls were winning championships, they were like rock stars. So as much as I don't like the guy, I'm gonna have to say Hogan for MJ.
Okay, okay. Is it strictly in the ring on the court? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Pippen?
Scotty. Like did it all around games. I'm gonna go like one of the best technical wrestlers and Bret Hart.
Bret Hart? Okay. Okay. Sharpshooter. All right. I like that. I could see that. Yeah. I that's actually a great. Okay. I see it. Now we move on to we just skip over the dark days and goes. What about Noah?
Noah. That's a tough one. Noah was brash. Noah, you know what? I'm gonna go Stone Cold Steve Austin for Noah.
I see it. Even though one's bald, and the other one is full head of hair.
Yeah, Noah definitely gives like anti-establishment vibes. So
I could see him and Tibbs, Vince McMahon, and Stone Cold. What about D Rose?
Rose in his prime, like electrifying Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. Oh yeah, the 619. That's the yeah. That oh my gosh, I never thought about that. Oh, that yes. What about Luol?
Luau, hmm. Luau was tough, dependable. It's like the cornerstone of the team. Um, so wrestling wise, like cornerstone, dependable, like through everything, the Undertaker.
Yeah, okay, I see it. Now, wasn't too. The game spoke for itself.
Yep.
Okay, and then last one from this era would be Jimmy Butler.
I'm gonna give Jimmy the Rock.
Okay, I see
Like
that.
the Hollywood version of the Rock is the heel, just coming in arrogant, wearing the leather vest and and the cowboy boots. Like, yeah.
Okay, I definitely see it. The, him on the mic, Jimmy in the press conferences. Oh yeah. Then Zach Levine.
Zach. I'm gonna say for Zach because he was athletic, high flyer. Uh, it's like a highlight reel. I'm gonna go with Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes. That's a deep cut. I don't. I'm trying to.
That's a
Oh,
he's wrestling now. That
he's red. Oh, that's why. That
yeah.
okay. Okay. No, I need to be more up to date with the current wrestlers. I'm trying to be, but I'm not that well versed. Let's see. Now we can move on to currently with we'll start with Josh Giddey.
Oh, Josh does Mr. Triple Double. So he's stuffing the stat sheets. You either love him or you hate him. Seth Rollins.
So okay, the hair. I see it. Definitely see it. You know Seth Rollins is a Bears fan?
Yeah,
That's so interesting to me.
I think he was born in Iowa, so not really gonna
That's so
not really going for any kind of an Iowa team. So became a Bears fan, and he was there at the game, um, where they beat the Packers, like hyping up the crowd.
nice, nice. All right, let's see. Buzelis. Who's Buzelis' comp?
Another current wrestler, like now just got that dog in him, up and coming. Is about to like break through. Would be Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker. Okay, I need to do my homework. I'll look into Braun Breaker.
He is the uncle of Scott Steiner, son of Rick Steiner.
Okay,
You remember
okay.
the Steiner brothers, or Big Papa Pump when he transitioned in the 90s.
Let's see. Who else? We have we had Buzelis, we had Giddy. We can do for my own sit pleasure, who would be P Will? Who is P Will?
Oh man, that is, who is sorry enough to be compared to people? P Will is Akira Tozawa.
Is oh no. That's horrible. Who would be the boogeyman? Who would be the Bull? That was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up.
Javon Carter. So no, he pops out sometimes when you need him on offense, like the Boogie Man just pops up.
Randomly gives you about 5 threes in a quarter.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Who I'm trying to think of other. Who's Roman Reigns?
I don't think we have a Roman Reigns.
No tribal chief. That's our problem. We don't have a tribal chief at all. Man. And then we could transition to the last question of the icebreakers. Who is your celebrity crush there?
None.
None.
Like,
None. No,
no, I'm 40. I ain't got no crush. I got a whole wife.
You're trying to make sure you don't you don't get in trouble. Okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Oh, all right. There we go. We have there. It's okay. His wife. We'll go with that one. So let's talk about some Bulls basketball. We're on a 3-game win streak against 2 against the Cavs, 1 against the Hawks. Played no defense. What are your thoughts? Can this outweigh our disgusting 7-game losing streak?
It's a good turnaround to come off losing 7 and then you're winning 3. Especially, I know like most teams are injured and most teams are missing players, but the Bulls were missing a lot of players, and we don't have like the luxury of having like a superstar. So the Bulls kind of feel it more when they're missing like 3 or 4 guys, and we were playing our two-way players like actual minutes because all of our people were hurt. So now you see like the team comes back more so as a whole, and it's a good sign that they won 3 in a row. Especially against a team like Cleveland, even though like they were missing Evan Mobley the first game and Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley the second game. But no, it's still a quality opponent. It's not like the bums we were losing to on the on our losing streak where we're losing to the Jazz and the Pelicans. Like the Cavs are still an actual NBA team. They still had Jared Allen. They still had Darius Garland. So they still had some guys out there that can get you a bucket and get you a win. So beating them twice is pretty impressive because to beat any NBA team 2 times in a row, where it's almost like a playoff series where you're got a day off and you play the team again, it's pretty good, a pretty good sign. The Hawks won. I mean, no defense required. Hawks played none, we played none. So that game became who could score the most. And we came out on top of that one. Got to play them again tomorrow, and now hopefully they decide to play some defense this time.
I hope so. I really do, because that you can't. Trae Young silently went off for about like 35 points, really efficient, which is unlike him against the Bulls, especially. Probably because Io barely played.
Yeah.
But man, I think you barely won. It's gonna be tough to actually win this game if you can't rotate, communicate on defense. You don't need to have a high level IQ on the defensive end to communicate. Just say what you're gonna do, so the other person could play. Or I'm gonna switch. Okay, I'm gonna just stay. I don't see it being that complex. It's not rocket science, but not in the lead. What do I know?
Hey, I mean, the 3-point shot was like falling for the Bulls that game. There are games where that shot does not fall at all, and they have to play some kind of defense and more so get to the paint.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably more so what's going to happen tomorrow is where they're not going to be that hot from three as they were last game. No, I think Modest missed one shot the whole game and hit like 7 threes. I don't see that happening again on it's tomorrow, Tuesday. So they're gonna have to find a different way to win, and it's probably gonna need them to play some defense to be able to squeak out another W.
I really hope so. Under the radar storyline of last night's game would be Okonwu having 15 points in the first. If you can't, like, no disrespect to Okonwu, I think he's a very much underrated player. You can't let him go off like that. You can't. You need to be able. This has me in a whirlwind of a bunch of other things that were on with the team. But what are your thoughts on that? Just another player silently going off. That they how do they counter out that? How do they make sure that doesn't happen again?
Don't put Vooch on him. Like it was one play he just zipped past Vooch. And Vooch is just traffic cone. I'm like, can we like get Collins and Smith in? Can we go with that, Billy? Like, he's too quick for Vooch. There's no way. He should
Oh
have
yeah.
been cooking to 15-point performance with any type of center that can stay in front of somebody.
But people are just gonna remember the poster dunk by Vucevic more than the lack of defense that he played on Okonwu.
I mean, hey, you're always gonna remember the highlights. That's what they're gonna show on NBA.com and ESPN. You'll see the highlights, but you aren't gonna see that man was getting cooked the whole game.
Oh my god, yeah. To circle back on something you said earlier was about Modest going off. These past two games, he's averaged over 20 points a game. What do you think is helping him finally find his groove with the Bulls winning? And how do you think he can stay playing at that high level?
I think he's benefiting from the double big lineup that the league's been running and having him slide down to small forward. I think that's more his natural position at this point until he like just naturally puts on weight and gets bigger later on in his NBA career. He would probably be a power forward, but right now he's not strong enough to have to bang with the fours every night. So I think that's been helping him where no he's not having to go through all that physicality of playing against power forwards, and he's been taking some mid-range shots like Billy. Let him continue to do that. That's helping his game. He can get his mid-range going. He's a pretty efficient mid-range shooter. And that helps open up his outside shot, and that helps open up driving lanes. Like there should be you should never put a limit as a coach on a player's shot profile if you want him to be a potential 3-level scorer. And Modest definitely has the potential to be one. It's just you can't have him in the film room and show him shooting the mid range and tell him to throw that shit in the trash. That's not helping anybody, especially when it's a good shot.
I agree. I definitely agree. If it's something that he's comfortable with doing, 3-level scorers are what runs the NBA. All the top 5, top 10 players, they can score all 3 levels. I get it. Advanced analytics proves that the mid range isn't the most ideal, but you need to have the balance where it's about a bucket because we were able to win with DeMar, who only knows the mid range. All he does is just shoot the mid range. I hope that Billy has loosened his leash to let Buzelis play, because it's not like my gripe with the whole ideology, the conversation around Buzelis is he's not someone, from what we've seen, that's arrogant, that's rude, who's ungrateful or anything like that. He wants to work, wants to win. Some people just need to play through their mistakes versus you need to sit down, think about how you messed up versus, all right, don't do that again. Actually improve on what you've done. I feel like that's the type of rookie Buzelis is. And we've seen the sit down and watch with Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips, P. Will. None of that's worked. These guys were winning. These guys aren't playing any minutes. You have to switch it up. You can't just keep going with what you think is best and go with what is going to work eventually.
Right. I mean, Pee Wee, Julian Dalen, they've been kind of like out of rotation the last few games that we won. Pat only played, I think, like 10 minutes in that second Cleveland game. I don't know why Billy played him so many minutes last night. But it's like more of that. 7-10 minutes. That's all we should see of him. Dalen and Julian, you really don't need to see it all. We haven't even seen them on this 3-game winning streak. I think Dalen got mop-up minutes in one game, but the development team like spelled all 3 of those players, and please don't do the same to Modest.
I agree. They definitely dropped the ball with them. When the team talks about depth, I'm starting to not believe it as much, because if you are truly a deep team, we wouldn't have lost 7 in a row where all of them had prominent roles at one point. Yeah, they were in and out the lineup, but it's, can you do it? Can you not? You have the opportunity there. And regardless, I do agree that development team has failed them, but they just can't do it, and it sucks. But our depth is not truly there if 3 of your draft picks are unplayable. And one is going to be here for God knows how long with that enormous contract.
Yeah, and no, Billy sucks. He sucks, because there's no way we should have lost to those teams that we lost to. Doesn't matter who was out. Like they had people out too, and they're like the bottom of the bottom of the NBA. And when Billy, at his press conference after a loss to the Pelicans, and he's saying, yeah, well, we're talent-wise, we're not far off from those teams. Versus where you have a coach like Udoka, when they lost to the Kings last night, he said, I have to do a better job of getting them up to play lesser competition. That's the mindset that Billy should have took, that it's on you. You have to motivate them to play against bum ass teams. He does a horrible job of getting them ready to play. That's why they come out so slow almost every game. It starts with preparation.
I'm one to believe the other side, where these guys are going to play millions of dollars. They shouldn't be motivated to play, but there's a difference between motivation and just looking unprepared. And that's where I agree with you, where he not preparing these guys that, yeah, they're on bum ass team alert, but are they gonna, prepare to know who they're playing against? So we don't have a random Paul Reed took us. I could go on and on about the random niche role players that are giving fan bases a bright spot because they're cooking the Bulls. Like, is he not doing that? Because this has been a theme since DeMar was here. So what's going on?
Yeah, like it's been what 4 or 5 years now. They come out flat every time. Common denominator, Billy.
Like, is that not what he's doing? Is he not preparing them? Okay, we still need to check on so and so. Yes, we might have limited film, but the times X player has gotten minutes, let's make sure we put this to rest early. That way we have our non-rotational players get minutes. It just doesn't seem that way. And again, I don't believe that the head coach needs to motivate players. Billy, even Io in that interview said it, where he doesn't believe a coach needs to motivate players, but you're not preparing them either because they look lost. They look lost, but they come in here against the Cavs where they're okay. I understand the assignment. We got to come in. This is a notable name. I recognize the name. We're going based on name, notoriety. If I don't recognize the name, we're not preparing. I don't know who they are. Move on.
Right. It's like they get up for the good teams, but then they play down to the bad teams.
Oh,
It's like, no, you should be crushing the bad teams and still be up for the good teams.
oh yeah. I have a stat for you, by the way. Guess how many mid-range shots Matas Buzelis has attempted this season?
Probably like 7.
Yes, on the dot.
Oh, that's horrible.
Guess how many he has made out of those 7?
I'm gonna say maybe 4.
Yes, exactly. He's 4 of 7, 57%. Above
but
500.
but throw that in the trash.
Throw it in the trash. Drew Stevens came out with a stat earlier today. Let me pull it up about the Bulls' mid-range shots. The Bulls have taken fewer mid-range shots than DeMar DeRozan, Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown, Shea, and KD.
I mean, are they at least like, I don't know, like, I guess you say if they're getting to the rim at a good rate and hitting a good percent of 3-pointers, analytics would tell you that that's the right thing. But I'm just like, man, go get a bucket. Like, any way you can. Because if you're just clanging from 3-point range all night because that's the better shot, and the other team is going in and hitting mid range or getting layups, you're going to get blown out.
I agree. There's times where you see there's pockets in the mid range where they could take it, where someone like Io would normally take a shot, but instead they pass it up. I get it to a certain extent, but not really when the game is close and you just need to extend your lead and get a comfortable cushion. That's where you lose me. That's where I just don't understand why we can't deviate from the plan in order to secure a victory.
Yeah, I'm with you. like, if there's a wide open shot, it's a good shot. I've never heard like, oh, well, it's a wide open 2, but you can pass it out for a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, take the wide open shot.
Do you believe the Bulls could build off this momentum, this 3-game win streak?
It's possible. Like, I mean, the East as a whole isn't that good, so it's possible they could make up ground. Let's say they win 7 in a row, and, and that kind of cancels out the 7-game losing streak. You're back around 500. No,
Okay.
vibes would be good. Maybe.
So right now they're on a 3-game win streak. Their next 4 games are against the Hawks, the 76ers, the Bucks, and the Timberwolves. You think it's possible? You know, that stem their win streak.
It's possible. I could see them beating the Hawks again.
Hmm.
Um, the Sixers, uh, it depends. Like, is Embiid going to play? Is he not? Bucks, I think Giannis is still out, so they could definitely win that. Timberwolves would probably be the biggest threat and the biggest challenge. With Ant Man.
Oh yeah, just overall someone who can't is allowed to. He's definitely a high volume 3-point shooter, but he's someone down the stretch they could go to hit a mid range shot if needed.
Right. Like you 3-level scorer can get you a bucket anywhere.
What do you? Speaking of the Timberwolves, what do you think about the rumors for Coby White to Minnesota?
I mean, I've seen like rumors of that the Bulls are more open to trade him. Um, I mean, I think the rumor was for Dante DiVincenzo and it's one of their younger guys.
The what's
I think he's from Chicago.
oh, Terrence Shannon Jr.
Yeah, I think it was like for those and maybe a pick. I mean, that it's not. First of all, you're not going to get like a superstar caliber player for Jacoby. So, I mean, it's decent because you're getting DiVincenzo, who's a very good 3-point shooter. I think he's pretty good being a pest on defense. And then you get a young guy in Terrence Shannon. And I don't know if you're going to get anything better for Kobe, because teams aren't really giving up draft picks, especially with the CBA. And if you don't want to re-sign Kobe and think maybe it's another potential Zach Levine situation where you resign a guard to all this money, and where's the team really going?
Mm-hmm. I
So
agree.
I'm I could see them going that route. But if I can't get a draft pick, like give me somebody else in this trade, and you have to take Patrick Williams with him.
I oh man, I don't even want to hope. I don't. He's just not movable. I don't see it. I will to move on. I don't want to just rant about P. Will. Terrence Shannon Jr. What I don't like about the trade is Terrence Shannon Jr. is 25. Coby White's 26. I don't see him elevating more where he could be like on a decent like a decent. I just don't have that much hope in his development just because of his age. And then as for they have more interesting young players I'd like Jean Berger. They just drafted him. Rob Dillingham. He's not getting real minutes, but it'd be interesting to acquire him. But it just comes down to what you said. Like, what's the end goal? Do they not want to re-sign Coby because where are we going to go? Or I just don't want to do a trade just to do a trade. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely don't do a trade just to do a trade. But yeah, if they're like, how far can we really go with a backcourt of Gideon Kobe, which is like no defense really? I mean, uh, they're capable defenders. I'm not going to be like, oh, they suck. They get blown by every time. Like, no, Josh has definitely shown flashes of competing on defense. Kobe's defense came a long way from where it was when it started, but still, in today's game, you need two-way players. So if you're worried about re-signing Kobe and you got 70 million like tied up between Kobe and Josh, and it's like, how are we going to make this team better? Where's the defense going to come from? Where's how far can this team go? I can see trading Kobe. You kind of need to get a draft pick though, if at least one. Like maybe it'll be a late first. Maybe a couple second rounders in there, and I guess maybe that moves your decision that you're going to re-sign Io instead of Kobe, because Io does provide defense. He does work well with what you want to do with as far as getting downhill and getting to the rim, and he's been a good 3-point shooter as well. It's probably one of two-way players on our team right now. So yeah, I would see where you want to keep him. I wouldn't. Then I can't count Okoro as a two-way player because he's more of a defensive player. He has looked better recently, so shout out to him where he's like at least competent the last few games. Maybe it's to fit in with the Bulls since it's his first year with the team. Like maybe you can count on him for 10 points a game going forward. That would be great. But yeah, if your concern with the Bulls is definitely on the defensive end because we saw last night there was none played. So
Oh my.
yeah, if that's that route you're going, then you are trading Kobe for something. Like I said, deep if you're committed to Io, maybe as the starting two guard next year with Giddy, and
Mhm.
you got DiVincenzo, who's like I said, he's a pest on defense. He can knock down the three off as your backup guard. And then you get a young prospect, maybe not Terrence Shannon.
That's an old prospect. That is
I,
a
I mean,
grandfather.
the good thing would be he's on a rookie scale contract, so
That's true. That's true.
you can just let that run out if need be. But yeah, you would need a pick in that deal as well. They
Mhm.
got to surrender some type of pick.
Do you think it's a good idea to trade Kobe, or would you much rather see the Bulls try to re-sign him?
See, like I like Kobe. Um, Kobe he's got it out the mud with the Bulls like his whole career. But like I said, like we need defense. We need defense, and Kobe could definitely provide that scoring to a contender. Like he's seen enough in Chicago. Let him go on a team and win that he can help with winning by doing what he does, and that's scoring. And his scoring's been down a little bit since this year. Has started since I know that he had the injury and he's usually starts slow anyway. He has started to kind of pick it up, so it might be the best time to try to see what you can get for him.
Oh yeah, he's been shooting about 29.8% from the three, which is not very uncharacteristic of him, who shoots normally above 35%, 39. So it's not looking good. I think the Bulls do, even though they said the Timberwolves don't want to wait for the deadline to trade for somebody, almost waiting for him to rebuild that value, because in the NBA, it's what have you done for me lately? It's like the time's in your favor because they want to buy and you have what they want to sell, what they want you to sell. So you could, and for one, as always, time is always on AK's side. It just comes down to whether he's going to take advantage of it or not and just sit there, go do his workout, ignore all the calls.
That man is on his phone is on do not disturb, and he's on the treadmill as we speak.
I've always been curious. What does he do on the day to day? Like for the minimal transactions we've seen, what is he doing? What exactly is he doing? What does that job entail?
Gym workout. Uh, Probably somewhere golfing.
Hanging out with the Reinsdorfs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
it's probably on video calls back to Lithuania every day.
He's showing them like he's on FaceTime, just showing them like, oh look, here's the statue of Michael Jordan. here's the championship. Here's another championship. So in Mexican American culture, there's a thing where when you're like first, second generation, a lot of the times your family sends money back to Mexico, like sends your stuff, like anything good you have, they send back over there. I wonder if like that's what AK is doing instead of spending his time watching basketball. Okay, I'm using my check to buy all this cool memorabilia stuff and just send it back home to my family in need. They're gonna love this MJ jersey.
He's sending the Derrick Rose figurines back. The artist series hats, all the in arena giveaways.
He's like, no, they already have their ticket. They're here to watch Josh Giddey and Buzelis. That's what they're getting. They're not getting any of this free stuff. Man.
I've told you my theory about AK, right?
I feel like you have, but I don't remember.
He is a double agent. He took this job to destroy the Bulls from within because he's still mad about MJ busting his ass in '92 in the Olympics, and I think in '97 they played against a tourist team in like some exhibition before the season, like some McDonald's thing or something, and that's his revenge. She's coming back and he's looking at Jordan's statue every day, like Bulls fans, where's your hero now to save you? On some pure super villain type shit.
There must have been a fan in the audience when, he was walking out of the tunnel that really said something that hurt him, that nipped the nerve to, okay, you're gonna regret this day. You're gonna regret it. You will see. Like, I watched this video. Shout out to What Slaps on YouTube. He breaks down why no one's really trading for superstars, why they're willing to give up major. This circles back to AK, I promise. Why we just saw Mikal Bridges get traded for a bunch of picks, Desmond Bain and Rudy Gobert. Guys who aren't like, you're not looking at them and thinking, wow, they're a franchise cornerstone. We need to build around them. But they are giving up so much for, and it just made me think about Alex Caruso. Why another player that was specifically targeted that made, Caruso, his ceiling was already reached, but Sam Presti's like, okay, I'm going to go after him. Yet, I'm sure he would have been willing to give up more stuff than Giddey. Granted, Giddey is worked out. This isn't to not Giddey.
Right.
But if you can't capitalize on like someone who has the luxury to give up as many picks as they like, then what are you doing? Because you're not drafting well. We just talked about Julian, P. Will, Terry. We're winning because they're not playing any games. So those are two transaction types out of the three that you're not good at. So it's like it almost makes the most sense that you're a double agent, that you can't do anything good.
Like, you imagine that phone call? Hey, AK, we want Alex Caruso. What do you want from us for Alex Caruso? Josh Giddey. Okay, Josh Giddey and what? No, just Josh Giddey. Sold. Like, I can see something like, oh, this guy's an idiot. Like,
Like
we have all these draft picks. You could have asked for one of them. You just want Josh. Fine. Like the Lonzo deal. Hey, we'll give you Lonzo for Coro. Done. You could have took Marcus Smart and a pick from the Timberwolves if you traded him during the season.
What's insane to me is that during these press conferences, I've noticed AK become more prideful and just rude at a certain point when he's asked certain questions. Like, wow, this is insane. Like, this is part of the job. And it'd be wrong if they're not asking you these hard hitting questions that aren't disrespectful, in my opinion. And you are getting upset. You are getting upset, and this team isn't winning. This team, we'd say the Chicago Bulls, we need to be held to other standard. But yet you got us looking like the Sacramento Kings.
See, the weird part is usually the general manager is the one answering these questions, and you never see Mark Eversley. And I legit question if he actually exists or if he a hologram, and they just don't take the time to fire up the hologram machine that day to have him speak. Because literally, what the hell does he do?
I don't. I genuinely I want to know how you get these jobs and you don't do much, because we haven't seen. Just I get that it's not in the form of transactions. Like, there's probably more to it, but we haven't seen results for anything. We haven't seen anything pan out. And I don't know about you, Derek, but at work, if you don't get something done, if you're not doing the best of your capability, they're going to be on you.
Yeah.
Jerry just does not notice. He's always like, all right, Michael doesn't notice either. Okay. They tried their best. That's what counts. Can do attitude, friendship.
Jerry's just like, how's the sales? You making money on the tickets? Ticket profit looking good? How's the attendance? Is the merchandise moving? We're good.
That's probably what it is. They're just they're working the marketing team like a sweatshop. What are you doing? What are you doing? These designs.
We just lost 7 in a row, but hey, we got to pump out that All-Star content. Let's get our guys voted into the All-Star game. Nobody's voting in the All-Star game.
Like, I give props to them. For one, they don't use AI. And, these are great videos.
Yeah, they are.
Damn, we can't have the product to go with it. These guys to win.
Yeah, I'm like, as always, Bulls media team, excellent. Everything they do, all the videos they put out are awesome. But it's like, you really expect that somebody wants to vote these guys into the All-Star game? Let alone Vooch. You're putting Vooch in this package?
Derek, if you were put in charge of the Bulls today, what are you doing?
I am trading for Giannis. I'm hoping and praying that Coby, Vooch, you can throw Noah Essengay in there and a handful of picks will get you Giannis, because he says he wants to get out. He's asked for a trade. We may not be that trade destination that he wants, but if you have a core of a starting lineup of Giddey, Io, Modest, Giannis, Zach Collins, and your bench has Herter and Trey Young, no, Trey Jones, Trey Jones, Okoro, Jalen Smith, tell Patrick Williams he can be useful, I guess, off the bench there because you need another big man. That is a team that can come out of the East, or at least compete for the top of the East. Giannis solves all your problems. You have your superstar. He can defend. He can get you a bucket. You got Giddy and Giannis. That would be a great combination. You, you got to go get a star somehow, some way, because we have all our picks. We have that Portland pick that probably will never convey, but you throw that in there too. Because what good are these picks if you're drafting Dalen's and Julian's and P Wheels anyway? So yeah, throw it all in and go try to get a star. And especially since Giannis says, "Hey, trade me."
No, I agree. I agree. At a certain point, it just comes down to like the Knicks realize, hey, we suck at drafting. I'm gonna trade everything. The issue with AK is like he doesn't value picks, but the rest of the league does, and he has not realized that. He hasn't figured it out. Instead of okay, let me see, we could work with this. Let me try to acquire a second here, a second there. No, I'm just do my own thing, and we're doing a 1-for-1 swap. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I don't think AK realizes that he sucks at drafting. That's the whole thing. Because he's still sticking with the same archetype of guy, the long wing player who can't shoot.
We've been drafting the same since Garpax. I remember when they traded away Jimmy Butler, and he would say, "All right, we're getting younger and more athletic." They're still trying that. They're still trying that. And it's not working. Like the best player in the world is not athletic at all. He's no athleticism whatsoever. Yet he's gonna go out there and destroy your team and two-time MVP, win a ring. It's insane.
I mean, we could have drafted Derek Queen, who was a clear fit. You need a new center. Vooch is on the last year of his deal. He's old. You need somebody that can run the floor with Giddy, lob threat. You go ahead and you pick Noah Essengay, and I'm not going to say Noah Essengay can't turn into a serviceable player, but now he's out for the year with a shoulder injury, shoulder surgery, and that's going to delay his development on a team that already isn't good with developing players.
What's insane is that Billy Donovan basically said, "Hey, I was cool with Derek Queen, but that's not on me." Like he basically gave the PR answer that they wanted to go with Noah, and I did like Noah coming out of the draft, but you can't develop guys. You keep getting the same archetype. Noah's a bit better because he's bigger and just more NBA ready. But when is he going to get in rotation? You're going to need to have a role for them ready to go. So, but you don't have that. You still have Noah, Dalen, and Julian are all on the same level right now, same caliber of player. But we're going to see, where we're going to talk about this 4 years from now too, where we should have drafted. Derek Queen is going to make his All-Star appearance, sign of Matt's extension, and we're going to be left wondering, okay, what is this new lanky kid going to do? And we're still going to wait to see if Noah can get an extension.
Chances are that's exactly what happens. I mean, the good thing about Noah is that he's the second youngest out of that draft, so it's like 18 and a half. I think he just turned 19.
Mm-hmm.
But that's been like the Bulls front office MO. Oh, he's only this age. Oh, he's only this age. And it just keeps going and going. And like, well, he's 25 now and he still sucks. So
Like, when is it gonna end? I was a firm believer into trading away this pick. I didn't like where we were drafting. I thought Queen would go higher. I didn't expect any players to really fall that I liked. I wanted to see, maybe we could have packaged it to get Walker Kessler, throw in the Portland pick, throw in one of the twins, Dalen Terry or Julian. Maybe go out because he's still on his rookie deal, so it wouldn't cost that much, and that's not really. Those picks aren't going to be anything anyway. You could have gone and done that, but I don't think AK is just not that creative.
yeah. Mm. It's not creative at all.
So to wrap up, we have on tomorrow we're against the Hawks, Sixers, then the Bucks. Out of these 3 games, what is going to be our record? What do you think?
I'm going to go. They'll make me look stupid, but I'll say they win all 3 of those.
You know what? I'm right there. I can't leave you hanging. I'm there. I please, just, even if it's ugly, even if we give up 200 points, I don't care. Just score 201. Please. All that matters is we win.
Yeah. I said they know about Trae Young. Hopefully, Io plays more to like neutralize him tomorrow. Don't know if Embiid's gonna play, but they get up for games against Philly.
Oh yeah.
Same with Milwaukee. Even if Giannis isn't there, they get up for those games against the Bucks. Like so, hoping our good health continues since everybody's healthy other than Noah. So
I agree.
hopefully that works in our favor and they can pull off this. That would be 6 games in a row after a 7 game losing streak.
Oh, that'd be very funny. Just offsetting it. You don't even know what to. Your mind is just split into 2.
I mean, it is definitely a Bulls thing to do. You start off 5-game winning streak, 7-game losing streak, then you go back to a 6-game winning streak. It's it's the definition of mid. So it's possible.
It is. Thank you so much, Derek, for coming back. You're welcome anytime, by the way. You let me know. We could make fun of AK some more. Talk about how Billy Donovan needs to, throw him in the trash.
Yeah, I'm available whenever, man.
All right. Thank you all for listening. This is the Bulls on Tap podcast. See you next time. Peace.